So he says, what are Black women doing so much that makes them more qualified to be a leader? Now, like I said,
I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
Okay, well, can you repeat what you said?
I said, what is the average Black woman doing
Mm-hmm.
that is so spectacular that makes her above being led by the average man?
Okay, so first and foremost, the average male cannot even control himself. Okay, so that's the number two thing. So the number two.
What are you
thing,
basing that on?
How?
Hold on, wait. What are you basing that on?
How control himself? How?
Y'all cannot control your sexual drive, your sex urges. You can't. Okay, so you can't
So hold
control.
on, wait.
You gotta let her finish. Let her finish.
Yeah, let me finish. Okay, you can't control your sexual urges. You can't control your anger. You can't control your thoughts, and you can't even control the direction in your life. Okay, so here's the thing. Let's start with what Black men are doing. Okay, for the success in their life. Okay, let's go ahead and get out of the bottom of the pyramid, because no matter what pyramid that you're looking at, the majority of people are at the bottom. And when it comes to the socioeconomic pyramid, Black people are on the bottom. And when you're on the bottom, you act like rats, okay? Like Universe 25. So let's just cut to the chase, okay? So tell me what Black men are doing that they think that they have the audacity to tell women to let them lead, when you see that women, the majority of them are the ones with the houses. The majority of them are the ones with the education. Y'all living with them. Y'all living with your mama. The majority of y'all. Okay. So when you can flip that and show me a woman moving into your house as opposed to the other way around, then I can say, okay, well, Black women aren't doing anything spectacular, but the reality is they are. The majority of them have their basic necessities taken care of, and y'all really don't.
But that's not the majority of men moving in with women. You're talking about a low scale of men.
Ma'am, the majority of people on any pyramid are at the base of the pyramid. That's just
houses.
All right, so let me give context.
Trigger Mike.
Hold on. Let me give context.
I got a question though.
For the second half of the convo, let me give a little context to the video.
Mm-hmm.
So, just so we don't get too far on one side of what the video was about. Let me see. What did I say? Followership. So what I was talking about at the core of what I was saying is that a man can have everything. A man can have his job together. He can come from a two-parent household. He could be educated. He can have a master's degree. He could be equally educated or as educated as his wife. Or the other thing I don't like is that formal education and schooling or schooling and education are two different things. Men actually prefer competency over formal education. We always have. And Black men, especially, anything we do, we dominate. I look at a football player going to practice every single day, learning how to burn dudes and run a 4.3 as him being a doctorate in whatever the hell he's doing. Okay, we are the best in every physical capacity on the face of this earth, the best physical specimen that has ever walked this earth. And those who choose to do that do it well. So Black men do a lot of things well. But what I was saying is that even with all of these competencies that a man can have, we still have women who have practiced the wrong habits and cannot follow them. Here's what I mean by that. And I've told this story before. When I was 12, I was doing Muay Thai. All right. Best in class. I broke my foot. I'm sorry, 14. I had broke my foot some weeks before and I was healing up and I wasn't turning my hip on my punches and I had to test out. And my teacher came to me and said, Mike, you're not turning your leg. You're about to go to brown belt. It's not about knowing the combo. It's about your form. They will fail you if you don't turn your foot. And I said, no. I'm going to just practice like this because my foot hurt, but I'm going to do it when it counts, when the test happens. He said, look at me, Mike. What does practice make? Panel, what does practice make?
It don't make perfect.
Practice. Hold on.
Practice and correction makes perfect.
Hold on, y'all. Practice makes habit. He said, Mike, if you make a habit of not turning your foot, you will fail the test. What happened the next day? I failed the goddamn test. Now replace me with Black women and replace marriage and relationships with the test. Women have been practicing the wrong habits for so long that even when they get a man that's worthy, even when they get a man that read all the books on leadership, they will fail the test and not follow him appropriately. That is the context of what I'm saying. Y'all got the floor.
And not following appropriately in a way because they want them to do what they want them to do. Like, it's kind of like they have their book set out and planned, right? But if you want a man as your leader, you have to kind of go with the plan of the man. But because it's not written out how they want it, then that's when it's like, oh, you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing as a man. But you're not a man, so how are you going to tell a man how they're supposed to be doing what they're supposed to be doing? And I think that part, it gets confusing because ladies can't tell men how to be men. That's weird. We're not men, we're women. We need to tell women how to be women. Men need to learn how to be that in their own way amongst themselves. So if they come to you and say, hey, I want a family, I want a house, I want all of these things, I want you to be with me and we're gonna do it together. Some women don't like that plan. They want to have it the way they want, which is, I got to have my nice big house right away. I got to have my nice fancy wedding right away. I got to have all these things right away. When it's like, okay, but sometimes it's not going to be right when you want it. Why? Because some people don't have the necessary, let's say we're talking about money, to get all of that. That doesn't mean you can't get married. There's weddings plenty back in the day that didn't have fancy weddings, but you could still be married, love each other, and build together. So when you talk about education and going to school, some people, just because you're, let's say, educated does not mean you can't be a leader. You could still be able to lead your family. Education does not make you that, doesn't give you that ability. There are men who have high degrees and they're still not leaders.
Okay, ma'am. What leadership material have you read? Tell me one book that you have read about leadership.
The Bible.
Ma'am, that is not a leadership book. So you don't have any knowledge, education, or understanding on the principles of leadership, but you're talking about leadership, and then y'all wonder why as women you choose the wrong males, because you choose males on ignorance, not on knowledge, right? So you don't even have the ability to assess what a leader actually is. Because let's keep it a buck. Women are choosing the wrong men. Are they or are they not?
Yes, they are.
Okay, so why are they choosing the wrong men? Because they're ignorant.
Ignorance.
She just torpedoed our own argument.
I agree.
No,
so let it keep going, bro. That's
no,
what
wait, no.
Let her drown.
All right, one mic.
Women
no.
Let her drown.
All right, hold on.
This is not a drown.
Let her rebut, and then y'all got it next. Go ahead.
The majority of people are on the bottom of the pyramid. People on the bottom of the pyramid. Yeah, because they're not leaders. The majority of people are not leaders in the Black community because the Black community is at the bottom of the socioeconomic pyramid. So here's what I'm trying to tell you. The first part of leadership, hey, leaders are readers. Black folks, including Black women, do not even study leadership. So you don't, the Black male don't.
Let me jump in. Because with all due respect, you starting to babble. So, because you starting to say the same thing over and over again. First of all, leadership first comes from the person that created you. First, God, and then your father. Okay. So all these people running around, with an education, that's cool. But did your ass have a daddy? All right. So when you are, I didn't interrupt you. The human brain forms the majority of their neurons between 0 and 7. Ain't nobody going to college between the ages of 0 and 7. So if your ass ain't had no daddy, if you didn't learn structure, if you didn't learn conflict resolution, how to play well with other kids or whatever, you're starting off screwed up. And a lot of y'all, you women, you Black women, have that actual issue because none of y'all had daddies. And why didn't y'all have daddies? Because your little stank mama was fast in the ass and did not provide you with one. So when it comes to leadership, you keep attaching yourself to education, but leadership starts in the household, and y'all fatherless ass women don't want to or don't know how to follow a man because you did not see your mother follow a man.